We build relationships online, but still we believe very strongly in physical relationships. That people find a community, they find a church, they find other Christians to form a community with. So part of our ministry is also to try to connect people to Christian communities and to churches once they are ready for that.
Hey there, it's Faith Talk Today. I'm Rick Probst. What a beautiful Atlanta weekend. She's back from the Netherlands, Inge Postma. She's part of Arab Vision, and we're going to talk to her again, catch up with her. It's been a couple of years. She's right there in the Netherlands, beautiful part of the country there, and we're going to find out what these guys are doing. In fact, they produce and distribute TV programming and social media content, online discipleship courses in Arabic dialects and other local languages spoken in the Arab world. We'll get that update in a second. But first, thank you so much for downloading the podcast of Faith Talk Today. And when we're done with this interview, you can download this one and pass it around like you've been doing so many others. Thank you so much. We really mean that. And we know you love the guests you tell us all the time. And obviously, because you download the podcast. So get this one and the ones that we're going to do in the future at faithtalkatlanta.com or wherever you get your podcast. Inge, how are you?
Well, not too bad, although it's very gray here in the Netherlands. So if you have sun, please, can you send some?
Actually, we don't have sun today. Yesterday was a beautiful day. It wasn't hot. It wasn't chilly. It was just right, just like the Three Bears. But today, for whatever reason, we've got rain and gray, but we'll muscle through it, won't we?
Yeah, we have to.
Well, let's catch up with you. I noticed that as I was prepping for, and I don't remember this from the last time, forgive me, but I see really an emphasis, and this is so cool, not only the TV programming, but the social media with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You guys have really heightened that up, haven't you?
Yeah, sure. I think the first 10 years, we exist 27 years now. So the first 10 years we produced, and we were the first producer of unique Christian Arabic language TV programs for the Arab world. So we started off doing that, but of course, when the internet and social media came in the picture, we immediately followed the developments. So for the past, how many years, we are completely all over the social media platforms, actually all of them, because we figure out where people are. So if like Saudi women are on TikTok, we go on TikTok. Yeah. If youth are on Instagram, we go on Instagram. And most of the people actually, even especially the little bit older people, are still on Facebook in the Middle East and North Africa.
Same here.
Okay.
Yeah. I've tried some of the other ones, but I'm an old dog. You can't teach me any new tricks. Isn't it amazing that these things here, everyone's got one, and what a great tool. You guys have done this for so long. And you're reaching really millions on the platforms and on television, the programming, the discipleship. Get us up to date with what's going on. Here we are. What is this? December. We're almost into December. December of 2024. What's going on with Arab Vision?
Well, exactly like you said. I mean, people have the gospel, so to speak, in the pocket of their pants. Or in their handbag, and that's also, it's very important for people who live in closed areas, like people who live in Islamic countries. They're not free to find out about the gospel easily. So even with television in the past, I mean, you could watch it in your own house, in your own room. But if your family was against you watching Christian TV programs, it was tricky and really dangerous. Nowadays, people can use their phone. They watch whatever they like.
Yeah.
And they respond, and they can respond anonymously if they want. If they feel scared, they can respond anonymously. So what we do, we use all the social media platforms to share our programs, to share our Christian content. And that can be, it's a very wide variety, actually. It's teaching, biblical teaching, but it's also talking about social issues. It's also talking about the conflicts and the difficult situations people in the Middle East and North Africa are in, especially these days. There's a lot of conflict and war there. So what we do is we preach the gospel, we explain the gospel, we disciple people online through courses online, but we also do pastoral counseling a lot. So we are with the people, we walk the journey with them. And as you said, we have a reach of millions and millions. Apart from the social media platforms we use, we also have all of our programs on satellite TV still, because there are still also millions of people watching television. Yeah. So the reach is millions and millions. Of course, we only have a small team. We have 22 people in the Middle East, all Arab Christians, and they do the production, they do the social media content and the follow-up. So they are the listening ears to the people who respond, and they walk with them on a journey. So it's really, they all have their plate very full. That's a great blessing. I think, last 9 months of this year, the reach is big. The number of conversations is really big. But for example, 120 people took the decision to become a follower of Christ. You may think out of the millions, that's a small number. But if you go as a missionary and live wherever, in Algeria or in Yemen or you name it, how hard is it to be so fruitful in such a short period of time? I think we are hugely blessed through the modern media that allows us to keep developing whatever we need to share, kingdom of God, the gospel, through all the media that's out there. So that's really a blessing.
Inge Postma from Air Vision. Go to airvision.org to find out more. Yeah, you mentioned the connection, the old style, if you will, of being a missionary. It would take years to cultivate relationships. And I know some folks who years ago, I don't think they're there anymore, but Kathmandu, and they were there for years. They did produce fruit, but it just took time and challenges. And here, you guys are just knocking it out of the park, of course, with the folks helping you out. And you can find out more how you can help Arab Vision by going to arabvision.org. I know you have so many stories, Inge, and we're getting ready to wrap up here in a few. It's a shorter program than we used to do, but is there a story that sticks out, maybe a recent story that sticks out, maybe of a new convert or someone?
Yeah. We have an Egyptian guy who responded to our platform. His name is Maher. He is a common taxi driver. He's 22 years old, young guy, and he started to talk to our response team. And our follow-up person said, like, what would you know about Jesus, after they had made introductions and everything? And he would say, like, I know that Muslims think he's a prophet, one of the prophets, and I do know that Christians think he's the Son of God. So he was already there. And so what happens then is that our counselor is starting to talk and take time to explain the gospel and to find out, where he is in his thinking and when the moment might be there to really present the gospel message. And so at a certain moment, it happens, and they talk about, like, okay, would you be open to open your heart and your life for Jesus Christ as the Son of God? And then he says yes. So He's doing it, and they pray, and they keep sending him materials and portions of the Bibles. He has been reading Luke and John at that point, and then they lose him. No response whatsoever. So they keep sending him encouraging messages, and nothing happens. And this is at a certain social media platform he was, and then a couple of months later, he shows up on another social media platform that's also part of our ministry for youth. And he starts talking, and, our colleagues, they share, of course. So they find out it's him again. And so they ask him, are you still, studying the Bible? How are you doing? What's going on? He said, yes, I finished more of the Gospels. And really, I am completely ready to accept the Holy Spirit and to accept the change in my life, because I feel so stable and peaceful now. And here I am. So it is a journey that took like 6 months. Well, that's a short journey. But of course, you just mentioned missionaries who take long. They have to build relationship. We build relationships online. But still, we believe very strongly in physical relationships, that people find a community, they find a church, they find other Christians to form a community with. So part of our ministry is also to try to connect people to Christian communities and to churches once they are ready for that.
Love that. Inge Postma, Arab Vision, the story of someone coming to Christ like that doesn't get old, does it? It's amazing, and I love it. Thank you so much, Inge, for sharing. We appreciate what you do. We hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and spend some time with your friends and your family. Looking forward to talking with you again in 2025. We'll catch up with you as far as what's going on with the Arab Vision. Again, check it out, arabvision.org, and millions of Arabs hearing the gospel of Christ and responding. It is amazing. Well, another amazing show in the books. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a great week. Don't forget to download our podcast and pass it around. Pass it around to your friends and your family. And we'll look forward to our next guest coming up next week. Have a great week. I'm Rick Probst. This is Faith Talk Today. See you.